Good afternoon. Hi, everybody. I'm Mr. Mylan. So you should be running 2 streams right now. One is on Zoom, the other one is on YouTube Live. Please search for my channel and subscribe, and then go into the video for the live feed. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm going to take attendance and then we'll get started. I would go ahead and mute my YouTube Live feed. Just mute the YouTube Live. Or you can mute the Zoom. Either one, but don't mute both, but mute one or the other. There's a student on my screen here whose name is just a single dot. I don't know who that is. You need to unmute yourself and tell me. And Hakeem, what is your last name, please?
Oh yeah, I'm not on my main account. I gotta leave. I need to go on my PCBS account.
Please and thank you. Is there a Hussein Martinez here? No. Alan, no, not Alan. Jonathan Jones? sec. Sorry, I'm having some technical issues with some students. Jonathan Jones just popped in. Is that Jonathan? You're Jonathan Jones?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is there a JD Luna? No. Hussein Martinez and Christopher Barrett. Christopher Barrett just emailed me. Alright, hang on. Oh, where is the code? Alright. Okay. Some of these last names are very familiar. Let's see, who was it? Adai, Anthony. Did I teach your older brother? Okay. Kimberly Miller, did I teach your older sister? Alright, can I see your faces, please? Leave your microphones muted, but show me your faces. Okay. My name is Mr. Milan. I'm your Foundations for Algebra teacher. This is my 4th year teaching this class. I also teach Algebra 1, Geometry, and Math 8. I've taught Accelerated 2, Accelerated 1, Math 7. So every math course at Kenmore except for 6th grade I've taught. Thank you guys for showing up on time, and for those of you who turned your cameras on, thank you. It's nice to see some faces. It's easier to it's easier for me to get like some instant feedback just by being able to see your face, so that would be nice if you guys could do that. Let me start this recording. Alright. Okay, again, that's my YouTube channel. All of my live lessons will be streamed from there. The reason I do that is because the YouTube channel is on my phone, and my phone has a much better camera than the one I'm holding, so you'll be able to see the board and everything clearer. Am I talking too loud or too softly, or is it okay? If I'm talking at an okay level, give me an okay. Okay, good. Alright, so to start with, there's a few websites that you need to be logged into when you join my class. The first is your Google Classroom, so you should have that up in a separate tab. The second is this Zoom meeting, which you guys are watching me on right now. And the third is the YouTube Live. Now, YouTube Live is delayed by like 2 or 3 seconds. So if you have both of the volumes on for Zoom and YouTube Live, you're going to be hearing like a double talk. So just mute one of them. I recommend muting the YouTube. And the YouTube will be recorded and posted later on, so you can, if you miss something or you miss class, you can always check there. Okay, and I'll post that on Google Classroom daily. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, perfect. All right, we're going to start by going over the syllabus and the class rules. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. I want to share. This. Where is it? Let me try this again. There we go. That's what I want to share. There we go. Alright, can you guys see the Google Classroom? Let me put this down. Okay. Alright, so here on Google Classroom, you are my third mod. Alright, so if you go to classwork and then you go to course resources, you'll see some resources. This will be at the top of the classwork page all year. The first thing we're going to look at is the class rules. Okay, these are my class rules. I'm just going to go through them real quick. Be on time. On time means 5 minutes early. Class will not start until 12:10. But I expect you to be here at 12:05. You can log in, turn your camera and mic off, and just be ready to start at 12:10. Be prepared. That means have all your websites open, have all of your supplies, your notes, your pencils, your calculator, whatever it is you need. Have it in front of you so that you don't have to get up, move around too often. Yeah, so be ready to work. Be present means pay attention. Don't have your music blasting in the background. Don't have a TV on in the background. Close out all the websites you're not using. Try to be in a part of your house that's quiet and there's less distractions. Ask questions when you have them. Yeah. Be a note taker. We take a lot of notes in my class, so have your notebook out and take notes on anything I write on the board. All right. Be muted. So you guys are doing just fine. Everybody should be muted unless I ask you to speak. Okay, and that's not because I don't want to hear from you. That's because it's impossible to hear what's going on when there's a bunch of people talking all at once. Behave. Behave appropriately. Don't stand up and start dancing in the middle of class. Don't do anything to distract from the learning process. Be appropriate. Wear appropriate clothing. Non-appropriate clothing are bathrobes, bathing suits, whatever. Clothing with vulgar things on them. All right. Dress like you would have to dress at Kenmore. And watch your language. And remember that everything is being recorded, so anything you say or show on here will be recorded, so act accordingly. Okay, any questions about the rules? No. Alright. I'm just going to breeze through the syllabus. I'm only going to do this once, guys. I apologize, today might be a little boring just because we're going through a lot of paperwork and stuff, but I'll try to get through it quickly. Can you guys see the syllabus? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Alright, you guys took Accelerated 2 last year with Miss Waters, or at least most of you did. Now you're in Foundations. Foundations is a hybrid course. It has Accelerated 2 standards mixed in with Algebra 1 standards. This course will prepare you for Algebra 1 in high school next year. Alright, my name is George Mylan. It's pronounced Mylan. The I sound is pronounced like a Y. My email address is george.mylan@pgcps.org. My planning time is directly after this class at 1:10. School phone numbers there. You guys are Mod 3, Section 801. We meet at 12:05-ish. I think it's changed to 12:10. Yeah, 12:10. Alright. If we go back to the school building, my room is 215. It's the end of the tag hallway on the left, right next to Miss Novick's office. Yeah. And our textbook. So our textbook is a pain in the butt. It's because our textbook is actually two textbooks. It's the Accelerated 2 textbook from last year, and it's also the middle school algebra textbook. So our chapters are not always going to line up perfectly, so you're going to have to bear with me. If I say we're on chapter 7 and we're doing something like functions, but your textbook functions is not chapter 7, that means your textbook's chapter is different than mine. Please let me know if that happens. That way I can specify which chapter you should be in your textbook. Okay, and your stuff's all online. Alright, calculators. You guys are going to be using scientific and graphing calculators. We'll be using an online application called Desmos for that. Alright, classwork is 35%, homework is 25%, and assessment is 40%. Okay, here you'll find all the standards for this year. We're going to start with functions. We're going to move into equations and systems. And we'll move it from there to geometry and Pythagorean theorem. And then we'll finish out with exponents and exponential functions. Okay, and here are the standards for math practices and what they mean. Okay, any questions? Alright. Here's your schedule. If you guys don't already have this downloaded, you can get it from here. Wednesdays are a little bit weird, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. Okay, this first week's going to be a big learning process for all of us, alright? Okay. We are working until 12:55 today. Course websites. The most important one is Clever, because from Clever you can get to your textbook, School Max, your Google Classroom, Khan Academy, your calculator, your email, Zoom, and Nearpod. A couple of ones that aren't on there we might be using are concept boards, and YouTube we're definitely using, but yeah. I post all my recorded classes on YouTube, and then I link them on Google Classroom. Alright. Okay. Where is it? Alright, let's get started on the lesson. So at this point, I recommend you guys look at the YouTube. So you might want to mute the Zoom and unmute YouTube, because I'm going to be talking on YouTube now. Alright. From here on out, I really recommend just using YouTube. Zoom, the only reason I have it open is for the chat. If you have a question in the chat, that's where you want to post it. this doing this? Okay. Also, real quick, on the chat, if you guys go down to the bottom of your screen and click on participants, go ahead and do that, and then you'll see there's some options that pop up, like a yes, no, go slow, go fast, and then under more there's a thumbs up, thumbs down, and a clap. Need a break and away. Those are quick ways for you to give me feedback on how the lesson's going. So if I'm going too fast, you should click on the go slower. If I'm going on, if I hit, if you hit go faster, that means I'm just moving too slow. All right. Do me a favor and hit the thumbs up if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, I see a couple of us thumbs up. All right, good. I just want to make sure you guys are able to get to those. Now, if you ever have a question that needs to be answered and I'm not paying attention to the chat and I'm not, and it's something you want to get while it's still in your head, all right? And it has to be asked right then, unmute yourself and say, Mr. Mylan, and I'll stop and then I'll address your question, okay? I understand that there's a lot going on here. I have 2 screens. I have 700 tabs open. I have 2 cameras. There's a lot here for me. So sometimes I'll miss stuff. So stop me if you have a question. Now, if you have a question that I just can't get to, email it to me. Just type it in an email and send it, and I'll get to it later. Okay? All right. Okay, we are in chapter chapter 6, section 1, and this is functions and relations and functions. Okay, now on Zoom you probably can't see this very well, but on YouTube you should be able to see it perfectly. All right. Okay, what is a function? A function is a relationship between an input and an output where each input has exactly one output. There are 5 ways we're going to look at functions. The first way, which we're going to do today, is we're going to look at it as a mapping diagram. The second way is we're going to look at it as an ordered pairs or table. The third way is as an equation. And then as a graph. There was another way, but I think tables the other way. So ordered pairs and then tables the last way. Alright, so a function is basically, it's like a machine. You have an input, which we'll call our x, and x can be any number. It can be 2, 10, -5, 0, whatever. X can be any number. And you take that number and you put it into the function, and it does something to that number, and then you get a result, which we call an output, or y. Alright? So, think of a function like this. You take an input, you put it into the function, it does something to that input, and then it gives you an output, which we call y. Alright. Now the input it can be any number. We can choose any number we want. Let's make a function here, 2x plus 3. We'll call that our function. So that means twice the input plus 3, and that gives us our output. Alright, so let's take any number for x. Let's make it 4. Okay? That means we're going to take 4, we're going to plug it into this function. So it looks like this. 2 times 4 plus 3. And what does that give us? 8 plus 3 is 11. So this is how a function works. You have an input and it gives you a specific output. And this can be done over and over again. Let's take if x equals 1. Well, then it would be 2 times 1 plus 3, which is 5. See how as the input changes, the output also changes. Alright, this is called a function. Think of like a vending machine. If you have a vending machine, that's your function. Your input is how much money you put in, and your output is how many sodas you get. Alright, so if I put in $2, I expect 2 sodas. If I put in $3, I expect 3 sodas. If you put in $5, I expect 5 sodas. If you change the function, let's say now the sodas cost $1.50. If I put in $3, I expect 2 sodas, right? Okay, so if the function changes, your input's going to give you a different output. Alright, so like I said, the first thing we're going to look at is a mapping diagram. So here's what a mapping diagram looks like. You've got a bubble for your inputs, and you've got a bubble for your outputs. And let's use the function y equals 2x. Alright. So let's choose a couple inputs here. Let's do 2 and 5. So this would be 4 and 10. Okay, so these are your inputs, these are your outputs. Now on a mapping diagram, you want to draw an arrow from your input to your output. That's it. Okay, so if I wanted to write my inputs and outputs as ordered pairs, what would be my first ordered pair? You can type it right in the chat. 2, 4. Good. What would be my second ordered pair? Five, 10. Good. Now, not all mapping diagrams are going to be as simple as this one. All right, let's take a look at another diagram. Same diagram, but what happens if I was to do this? Okay, this would still be my first order pair, 2, 4, because 2 maps to 4. But here 5 maps to 2 separate numbers. This is not a function, okay, because one input has multiple outputs. However, we can still write this in ordered pairs. What would be this ordered pair here would be 5, 10. But we'd also have to do 5, 12 as our third ordered pair. Okay, so this particular example is a non-function because each input does not go to one output. Okay, there's a third type of mapping diagram that might look like this. Okay, what would be my third ordered pair here? Six, 10. Good. There's no more 5, 12. Now it's 6, 10. Okay. This is a function because each input has one output. 2 has an output of 4, 5 has an output of 10, and 6 has an output of 10. It's okay for 2 different inputs to have the same output, but it's not okay for the same input to have 2 outputs. So let me write you a little diagram here. If 5 goes to 3 and 2, this is a non-function. If 3 and 2 go to 5, this is a function. And then the other one is what if 5 goes to 3. Let's say 5 and 4 goes to 3 and 2 directly. This is a function also. Okay. What time do we go again? Until 12:55. Okay. So we still got time. Good. Alright, so I'm going to share with you couple of problems. Okay, can you guys see these 2 problems on my screen? Go Go ahead and do these on your own, please. Two more minutes. One more minute. When you're finished, put a check on the participants. Put a green check. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break you guys up into groups, into breakout rooms, and you guys are going to share your answers with the people in your breakout room. This is going to take 3 minutes. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. I'm going to be jumping into each breakout room. I want to see cameras on and mics open. This is your class participation grades, so make sure you are participating. If you have any questions, ask the people in your breakout rooms, and I'll be through. Alright, here we go. Let's go to groups of... Alright, here we go. ahead and click join breakout room, please. Ronis, are we having problems?
You did?
Yeah.
Alright. I did 48 like for the 48. That is 4 is the input and 8 is the output.
Yep.
Alright. Well, Max, what do you think for the last one?
Got 6-6.
Alright. And the negatives, there was only 1 and 2 of the inputs. What do y'all think for those?
Yeah. I already said it. Wait for y'all.
I couldn't really see it again.
Then I will wait for
Y'all
them
thought it
to
was
speak.
like, okay. Marcel, what do you think?
I had 1 and negative 1.
Alright. And you can have 1 and negative 2, because I did as well.
How are we doing, kids? How's it going, guys? Rachel, Rihanna, Dior, are you guys available?
Yes.
Did
Yes.
Did we already discuss the answers?
No.
Okay.
We
Well,
were about to.
okay. Let's go ahead and discuss them.
Okay.
I'm waiting on you guys. Amir, why don't you get us started?
Okay. Okay, so, what I did was I just took the input as the X value and used the output as the Y value. And so, since the output is 0 was 12, Y was 0, 12.
Okay, Rachel. Rihanna, I don't think Rachel's here. What'd you get for the next point?
For the next one, I got 210.
Okay. Dior, what'd you get next?
Next I got 4-8.
Okay, continue. Rachel, you're next. You're muted.
The next one I got 6, I think.
6 what?
6.
Okay, perfect. All right, continue until you guys are done. I'll be back. How's it? How we doing in this room? Kayla, Jayla, Aaliyah, Jonathan?
We spoke briefly about our answers.
I'm sorry?
We spoke a little bit about what we got, and we all agreed with the order pairs that we got.
Okay, so we've already discussed it?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, perfect. Thank you. How are we doing in here? Did you guys already discuss the answers?
Well, I thought we were supposed to like wait for you.
Oh no. You guys go ahead and start discussing what you got, please.
Okay, like I got for the like first one I got 012, then 210, then 48, then 66.
Okay,
Mhm.
Alan?
Second one
Alan, what'd you get for the second one?
I got the same answers. I got 0, 12, 210, 48, 66.
What did you get for the second problem?
1, -1, 1, -2, 2, -3, 2, -4.
How do you say this name? Abdil? Abdio? Ranis, are you there? You guys need to unmute. I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm here. But I basically got the same answers as the rest.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Abdil, what about you? Okay. Alright, how we doing, guys? Anthony, Taylor, did you guys discuss the answers?
Yeah.
Did we agree?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay. Waiting on a few more to join back. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you guys did just fine. Let me just review the answers. We had 0, 12, 210, 48, 66. And on this one we had 1, -1, 1, -2, 2, -3, and 2, -4. Is this one a function?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Is this one a function?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Remember, if one input goes to different outputs, then it's not a function. Okay. Your homework is to finish that contact form on Google Classroom. It's due tomorrow by 8 a.m. A lot of you have already done that. If you've already done that, then you don't have any math homework. Your next class is at 1:15. Have a nice day. Thank you guys. You did excellent. It was nice to meet everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh,